Welcome, guys. Welcome to Yin Yang TK and happy PlayStation Pro reveal. I should say the PS5 Pro reveal. And I just got home. I actually got everything set up and I did see the reveal, but we're just going to go down into the discussion of the live stream and also talking about the price, the specs, and at the very end, is it worth it, right? Is it worth the hype? And also, there has been a lot of, I'm going to say, some controversy in the regards towards the PS5 Pro. But, without further ado, we're going to go back to basically uh, the live stream to see how it starts, kind of explaining kind of everything. I couldn't watch everything because, like I said, I was at work. But yeah, we're going to go to that right now and let's see what it has.
Hi, I'm Mark Cerny. I'm excited to be here to talk about the newest addition to our console lineup, PlayStation 5 Pro,
The
and how it
PlayStation
advances
5
gaming
Pro.
technology. But first, I want to take just a minute to look at what we put in the original PlayStation 5 and how it delivers an exceptional gaming experience. When PS5 debuted in 2020, it brought a lot to the table.
So look,
8 Zen 2 CPU
that was when they
cores formed
revealed the
brains of
PS5,
PlayStation 5,
especially the
and enabled
PS5
high-speed,
Slim.
complex gameplay.
Okay, so it's
with
talking
character
about
counts reaching into the
kind of like the
hundreds,
inside of
and frame rates that can be as
I guess
high
the
as
specs.
120 frames a second. PS5 has a powerful RDNA2
The GPU,
which can render anything from intricate
RDNA2,
details
that's the
to
chip.
fantastic worlds with vast panoramas to
Okay,
explore.
we're seeing some
Ray
examples
tracing
here.
allows for dramatic
Ray
visual
tracing,
improvements, including reflections off of water or glass, and the realism that comes from real-time global illumination.
well, that's the Avatar, I
Custom
for sure know.
SSD can load data at breathtaking speed, resulting in ultra-fast transitions between game worlds and data streaming rates
We
so
got some
high that traversal
Spider-Man
speeds are
going on right
essentially
here.
unlimited.
So this is what we've seen so far.
Tempest 3D audio
Tempest
tech brings
3D
an
audio,
unparalleled sense of immersion to the sound.
especially if you have like a really good TV and some good
Audio
headphones
so
as well.
real, you may not even need to see the enemies to know exactly where they are. Finally, the DualSense
And then the
controller
DualSense
has
wireless
optics that let you
controller.
feel through your hands what your character is experiencing.
Yeah, you
inside
have
of the game.
like the functionality. It's not a bad
It's
remote.
wonderful to see such variety and richness of game experiences. Creators have made amazing use of the hardware capabilities, but when I talk to them, I do
Look at the
hear about
inside.
their
That's how it
desire
looks
for
out
more
in the
graphics
inside for sure.
performance.
That was like the
The dreams of the
PS5.
developers are bigger than can be supported at 60 frames per second, and that leads to an aspect of modern gaming that we're all familiar with.
So the graphics mode,
modes.
fidelity,
It can be a
and then
difficult choice for
performance.
players.
Okay, so you kind of have the pick and
Fidelity modes
choose.
emphasize
Fidelity
the visuals,
mode,
typically through higher resolution rendering.
so it's like high
These
resolution.
modes might also have enhanced detail or use more
You
ray
see the
tracing.
details in the
The
graphics,
games only run at 30 frames
kind
per
of like
second.
the example
The
with
visuals can be
Spider-Man.
choppier, and the controls less responsive. Performance modes emphasize
Performance
frame rate
mode.
and interactivity. Typically
So that one
choosing to run
actually has to
60
do
frames per
mostly
second,
with, the performance of the game.
mainly by reducing
So
the
fidelity,
graphical detail
performance,
until those
RT,
frame rates can be achieved. When
graphics
asked to
mode.
decide on a mode, players are choosing performance about 3/4 of the time.
So 3/4 of the
Removing
time
that
we're looking
decision,
at
or at
performance.
least narrowing that divide, is one of the key targets for PlayStation 5 Pro. We want to give players the graphics that the game creators aspire to, at the high frame rates that players typically
So we want the high
prefer.
frame rates,
To
the
do
good
that,
performance,
PS5 Pro
all
substantially
together in the
improves over
package.
PlayStation
We know
5
that for
in
sure.
3 ways. Here's what we call the Big 3. First, we made the GPU much larger.
So the
and
GPU is
increased the
much
speed of the memory
larger,
it
right?
uses. The result is rendering that's up to 45%
45% faster rendering,
Second, we made
advanced
major
ray
upgrades to the
tracing.
ray tracing, taking
Okay,
a streamlined,
seeing that.
accelerated approach that allows
We
calculation of
can
the
kind of
rays
see like
at double or even triple
the
speed
shapes
of
in a
PlayStation
much
5.
clearer, more sharper type of
And finally,
tone right
we added
now.
custom hardware for machine learning and an AI library
The
called
AI-driven
PlayStation
upscale
Spectral
PlayStation Spectral Super
PSSR
Resolution,
for
the
short.
PSSR.
PSSR analyzes the game images pixel by pixel and
Oh,
can
look at
add
the
an
pixels, man.
extraordinary amount of detail, which boosts the
AI-driven
effective
upscale.
resolution of the games.
Even
Game
to like the
creators are adding
smallest
PS5
detail
Pro
there.
support to new and existing titles, and with the big three involved, the results can be pretty amazing, with graphics showing something like fidelity levels of detail, but at double the frame rate. Here's
So
The
this is
Last
just
of
an
Us Part
example
2
of the
running on
PS5
PS5
Pro.
Pro. It has huge amounts of detail and targets a super smooth 60 frames per
So
second.
60 frames per second.
Let's compare this
60
to the fidelity
FPS.
mode on PS5.
So we see
which is
like the
only running
PS5,
at
the
30 frames
fidelity.
per second, and is therefore much choppier. This goal of delivering almost fidelity-like graphics at performance frame rates has been achieved for a broad set of titles, including Marvel's Spider-Man 2,
Spider-Man 2.
and Ratchet & Clank
Ratchet.
Apart. We can see that PS5 Pro is close to doubling the power of PlayStation 5.
Yeah, we see a difference
Another way
there.
to
We see
compare
a
the two
difference in the
consoles is to look
performance
at
for sure.
PS5 Pro versus performance mode on PS5, both of which target 60 frames per second. What we see here is a difference in detail. PS5 Pro is much
You can kind
sharper
of see
and
that like the
crisper than
PS5 Pro has a much
For this,
clearer
my
picture
favorite is
than the
parade scene
one
from
of
Ratchet
the
and Clank.
Performance RT
Distant details are much
PS5.
clearer.
Just slightly
And
though,
here
just
we can see
slightly.
Marvel's Spider-Man 2 is noticeably higher resolution throughout the scene, including the trees
Yeah, we do see
and
that.
procedural cars.
So you can kind of like zoom much clearer. It's not
overall,
gonna be. It's gonna be less
remarkable
fuzzy.
improvement to the games. On PS5 Pro, we can see increased sharpness to the graphics or smoother and more responsive gameplay. This is the
Larger
big three showing
GPU,
their
advanced
power.
ray tracing,
As you've been
AI-driven
seeing,
upscaling. So
machine
those are
learning
like the
via
top
the
three
PS5
things
library is being used
that
quite
the
broadly to add
PS5 Pro
pixel detail
has.
and boost frame
So
rate.
we're seeing it.
But there are
What
as
they're
many
explaining.
approaches as there are game engines. The increase in raw GPU
Larger
power is being
GPU.
especially effective for Horizon Forbidden West. Apart from the detail boost, that extra graphics power is allowing for improvements to lighting and visual effects, as well as to the hair and the skin in cinematics.
Open up, guys.
Like the
Door
cinematic
service.
scenes, of
Enough
course.
for me.
Very real
Ray
lifelike.
tracing is finding
Advanced
broad
ray
usage as
tracing.
well, particularly when the games are focused on higher frame rates. The faster hardware in PS5
Okay, so
Pro
we're looking at
can
like
make
faster
a real
frame
difference.
rates.
Allowing Gran Turismo 7
Gran
to add ray
Turismo.
traced reflections between the cars in gameplay.
Oh, you
While
see kind of like the
continuing to support
reflection
the
of the light
targeted
and the
60
reflection
frames
of
per
the
second.
cars. Type
That
of thing, like
boost
the
in
light
ray tracing is
reflection.
also delivering the big wins for Hogwarts Legacy.
Oh, this is
allowing
the
not
Harry
only
Potter
for
game,
better
right?
reflections and a greater
Yeah.
variety of reflective surfaces, but also for further realism in the casting of shadows.
Yeah, just an
I hope
example,
you've
right?
enjoyed this run through of the technology behind PlayStation 5 Pro. Simply put, it's the most powerful console we've ever built, and a worthy
Powerful
addition to the
console they've
PS5
ever built
family.
so far.
Let me wrap this up by giving you a quick look at a number of games running on the new console.
Okay, so these are some of the games that are running in the new PS5 Pro. So we're looking at the new design. So this is the new design of the PS5 Pro. And it looks similar to the slim one, but if you see it, it almost looks like an Adidas symbol. I hope that there's not like copyright infringement. So we have Final Fantasy VII. We already saw some Spider-Man, right? So we're seeing, you know, some Last of Us. Why not? Then we got some other games as well. And it's showing really good graphics. Don't get me wrong. We got some Ratchet games for sure. But we haven't heard anything about new games coming in yet, but probably soon. We got the Assassin's Creed, right? The one in Japan. Gran Turismo. Get that Toyota, right? You got some Spider-Man 2 vibes going on. And then we have like the Harry Potter game for sure. Yeah, that one probably has a lot of frame rates that it needs, especially to have a good form of the game. And yeah, some just honorable mentions. So far, I am liking what I'm seeing, but at the end of the day, we also have to think, what does it all mean in regards of price? So we got the PS5 Pro. Oh boy, look at that. So that is, I think, is that it? That was actually it. Oh wow, yeah. You're not wrong. So this is actually the price right now. So the price that we're seeing um on the screen. So $700 US, 700 pounds, 800, or I think, am I reading that right? Oh no, that's 700 euros, and then 800 pounds, and then 120 yen. Ooh, that's tough right there. So it is steep, and it's coming out in November 7th, right? So we're doing this whole dialogue, kind of discussing what this is about, and also we have to also look at some of the things that we're already looking at. So I'm actually going to, pull out the PlayStation website, because I was actually having a discussion with a couple of my friends, that we're kind of talking about, well, it looks good, it's powerful, sure, but is there an incentive to change, especially if you already own a PlayStation 5 or the PlayStation 5 Slim, even though it's not called like that, right? So, I'm gonna take this off right now and get to the actual website so we can kind of dive deep and to see the specs little by little and see exactly, what this is all about. And the ultimate question, right? Is it worth it? Is it worth the $700? Because mind you, when the PS5 did come out, it was like, I think, around $500, right? So this is actually $200 more than the actual PS5 that we bought during the pandemic. If you guys remember, a little bit of history lesson here, right? So, so now going, so we're gonna go look at the actual website and kind of, dive deep in to see exactly, what is going on in this. So, uh, you know, going with this, right? It's gonna make it, a little bit bigger right here so you guys can see it. So this is the PS5 Pro. PlayStation 5 games are the most impressive visuals ever possible on the PlayStation console. Okay, right? Why not? Why not? We can see that. I do like the design. I think I like those like three lines right here that you see. It still uses the DualSense. However, if we already noticed just from the reveal, there is no disk drive. This is only the digital side. Ha! But guess what? There you actually have to buy the disk drive separately, which is like around $70, which was unfortunate, right? But yeah, it says here, witness Play Unleashed with the PlayStation 5 Pro console. The world's greatest game creators can enhance their games with incredible features like advanced ray tracing, super sharp image clarity for your 4K TV, and high frame rate gameplay. And then this is kind of like another example. It says PlayStation Spectral Super Resolution, the PSSR, gets super sharp image clarity of your 4K TV using AI enhanced resolution for high ultra definition play, astonishing detail. Then it continues, optimize console performance, reach higher and more consistent frame rates for silky smooth gameplay with support of 60 HZ and 120 HZ displays. So, okay, we're looking at advanced ray tracing, experience the next level of realism with ray trace reflections, shadows, and high quality global illuminations as you explore stunning game visuals. So it's kind of like mostly just the shadows, like, the reflection. The PS5 Pro enhanced games. Experience these incredible PS5 titles enhanced with the power of the PS5 Pro for improved visuals and performance. So these are just some of the examples. So we have Dragon's Soul, we have Gran Turismo 7, we have Horizon, we have Until Dawn, we have Ratchet and Clank, we have The Last of Us, and then I think we also saw some other examples like the Assassin's Creed game that's coming out pretty soon, and then the Harry Potter one. So it says here, PS5 Pro, play at 60 FPS or up to 120 FPS with a 4K output and ray tracing for compatible games. With the power of the PS5 Pro console, compatible games can be played at 60 FPS or up to 120 FPS with ray tracing and AI enhanced 4K resolution using PSSR all at the same time with your 4K TV. So it's just kind of giving you an examples. And then if you kind of go here, it kind of tells you what are the latest games and also kind of, what games, in general are going to can even go higher than that, right? It says the PS5 Pro features more enhanced under the hood of the PS5 Pro console. So this is how it looks at, putting on the flat horizontal, not vertical. And we're kind of like doing a little test right here, seeing how it looks. And so far I'm seeing there's the power button right there. We see two outputs right here, so I would assume that has to be for your charging your remote control. And also I think you can also add if you want some external hard drive, but I think if you open it just like the last PS5, it's going to do the same. And look, it actually has not one but two of these little things in order for the little stands right here to keep it nice and vertical. So we're looking at the top right here, and then we're looking at the very back of the console. So we have the HDMI output, we have the LAN, we have the SS again, and then we also have the AC output as well. So these are just some examples here, and this is probably the bottom, and I think this is where you actually put that little stand right there, because again, the stand is not going to be included of this. So right from the get-go, we're seeing some of the specs right here. So it's going to have already baseline 2 terabytes of storage. Keep your favorite games ready and waiting for you to jump in and play with 2 terabytes SSD storage built in. The next level of wireless connectivity, the PS5 Pro supports enhanced wireless internet capabilities with more usable bandwidth to increase the transfer speeds with IEE 102.1 BE and your compatible router, which means you can experience reduced latency and boosted stability when playing online. All right, so it's going to say that it's going to be faster internet. So if you do have a good internet connection and it's fast, I think you're pretty good. And then it says PS5 Pro game boost backwards capability. The PS5 Pro console can play over 8,500 PS4 games. With the PS5 Pro version of the Game Boost feature, you can enjoy faster and smoother frame rates in some of the PS4 and PS5 console greatest games. The PS5 games compatible with PS4 games compatible with PS5 consoles. So it is backwards compatible, but only a select few, and by few I mean over 8,000 games, right? So it's not too bad. So it is backwards compatible to a degree, but we don't know if it means disc. Well, I know for sure some of the disc ones does say that it can go backwards if you play, let's say for example, like the Call of Duty games. It does. If you have the PS4 version, you can actually play it on your PS5. It just has to say that it's backwards compatible or compatible with the PS5. So it goes down. It says immerse your PS5 console features. Everything that makes the PS5 the best place to play, back up by the power of the PS5 Pro. So we already have, the DualSense wireless controller. So it's everyone. It's not different. It's the same. I don't think it's different from any of the past ones. Haptic feedback. Experience haptic feedback via the DualSense wireless controller and selects PS5 titles. And feel the effects and impact of your game actions through dynamic sensory feedback. And then adaptive triggers. Get to grips with immersive adaptive triggers featuring dynamic resistance levels, which stimulates the physical impact of in-game activities in select PS5 titles, right? And then we're looking at some of the, spectacular visuals here. Lightning speed, so we have ultra high speed SSD, maximize your play sessions with near instant load times to install PS5 games. Hopefully that is true, because again, many times we have to wait so long for it to download, but maybe that's because of my internet. Integrated I/O, the custom integration of the PS5 Pro console systems lets creators pull data from the SSD so quickly that they can design games in ways never before possible. Very awesome. Vibrant colors and crisp 4K graphics indicate details come to life with your 4K TV, and compatible PS5 games with an HDR TV supported PS5 games pop with unbelievably vibrant and lifelike range colors, right? Yeah, it's kind of like going through my words. Tempest 3D audio detect, so it's already telling you that if you have a good headphones, you'll have really good audio. Immerse yourself with the soundscapes where it feels as if the sounds are coming from every direction. Your sound surroundings truly come alive with the Tempest 3D audio tech in supported games. So you have those freaking headphones. I wish it came with them. That would have been nice, right? But I believe it's sold separately. So it's saying here, right? So, a couple of questions. Can the PS5 Pro play all my existing PS5 games? Pretty much yes. Does the PS5 Pro use the same controller as a PS5? Yes, it's pretty much the same. Will my audio headset of other PS5 accessories work for the PS5 Pro? Yes, it's fully compatible with audio devices the same way with your PS5 console. Is the PS5 Pro backwards compatible with PS4 games? It says yes, over 8,500 PS4 games can be played on your PS5 console, right? So we go all the way to the bottom. Excuse me. So we're already seeing a little bit of, what the PS5 holds. But again, there is something missing. What is missing is that we're only seeing the one that has, or it's going to be the only one that is basically all digital. If you want to play physical games, you have to buy if you remember the PS5 Slim, it's the PS5 disk drive, the disk drive that you can actually take out. So you have to take out a section of the PS5 in order for you to do that. So we can go even to some of the accessories here. We can probably find something. So we're seeing consoles, games. I would assume that it's here. Let's look at all accessories. So we already have the Portal. We have this. We have that. We have I think these are going to be interesting. The PS5 console add-ons, the extra storage, the remote controls. But what I'm not seeing is the portable disk drive, because we're already seeing this. See, so this is the PS5, the new version, right? So if you know this, like it says the vertical stand is sold separately, so you do have to get that, right? But if you notice here, this little piece that's on the right, that's the piece that you actually have to buy in order for you to play all of your physical games on the PS5 Pro, right? So right here, right, this little thing right there, that's what you have to buy in order for you to enjoy your physical game, especially if you're a big physical game fan just like myself, right? What's really funny is that I actually just got a PS5 recently during the summer. I'm not even kidding. And it's actually the old model. I'm talking about the 2020 model, right? And it's fine. It actually had a disk drive, right? You can't take it away or anything. But what I don't understand is that why aren't they coming with the disk drive for the PS5 Pro? This is just like more ways that they just want to make money. But yeah, this is basically the section that you need in order for you to enjoy, your physical games, and then also like the little stands right here. So I think the little stands does come with the PS5, but that's the vertical stand. No, I think that's like another like $30. But yeah, so I'm gonna show you exactly the stand right here. So before it was either you have, the PS5 console or the digital edition, right? So these were the ones that were before the PS5 Pro. So before you had two choices. You can either get the physical one or the digital one. The physical one, of course, is going to be more expensive, just like a couple, I think it was like $50 more. And then the digital, well, you kind of know, right? However, now it makes sense of why they were selling the disc drive by itself, all that, that time ago, because now it's like, oh man, this is really bad. But yeah, I'm going to show you exactly what I'm talking about, the disk drive that you have to install. Let's see. Because you guys need to know, what I'm talking about. So it says PS5 disk drive. So that's what you have to actually get. What's insane. So I'm going to put this up right here so you guys can see it. It's actually being sold right now online as we speak. I'm looking right now on Amazon, but you can also find it like on whatchamacallit. You can also see it in Best Buy, Walmart, Target. But yeah, this is actually the disc drive that I'm talking about. So this is the disc drive for the PS5 digital edition consoles, but pretty much is going to be the same thing for the PS5 Pro. So this is the thing that you need, especially if you are planning on purchasing the PS5 Pro and you want to play all of your past physical games, right? So besides the $700 tag, right, now you also have to buy the disc drive. And if you look at the disc drive right now, it is $80. I think it was $70, but maybe they rose up a little bit. And then let's not forget, we also have to look for the vertical stand. This little thing right here. So it's like for your PS5 consoles, right? So it's both. It could be both for, the I guess the PS5 Slim and also the regular one. So you just have to like install it, put it there. It's like another $17. It could be $20, right? This is what it is. This is what you need. So on top of that, right, you are buying the $700, PS5 Pro. Add another $80 for the disc drive, and then you also have to add $20 for the vertical stand. That's $100 right there. So in total, you're already spending $800 for an upgraded version. Sure, it has 2 terabytes, right, which is not really nice. It's upgraded graphics. It has a faster processing speed. But at the end of the day, the question now remains, like, is this really worth it, right? Is, the PS5 Pro worth it? And to tell you the truth, if you already own a PlayStation 5 or a PlayStation 5 Slim, I can't think of a way or a reasonable like, how can I say this? I can't think of a reasonable argument of thinking of like, why would you need this? Like, why would you need to buy or upgrade this? Unless like your PlayStation 5 already kind of is on the fritz, like maybe it's broken and maybe it costs too much to fix it. Yeah, I think that would be a case. Or maybe if you haven't bought a PS5 yet, this would be the best opportunity to get the latest best version of the PlayStation 5. But if you already have the old school PS5 or you have the PS5 Slim that came out recently, I don't think there's a reason for me to get this, because yeah, you do get faster processing speed. Um, you do get the bragging rights of having the new version of the PlayStation, 5, Pro that everybody was aiming for. But at the end of the day, $800 is a pretty big steep. And let's forget for a moment. Let's say if you don't care about physical games, right? If you're only a digital, $700, that's like really steep. It's steep. I don't know if I would justify myself to buy another console unless there's like a cool trade-in bonus right now. I would think, for me, in my personal opinion, I think I would really want to wait until this is tested out more often with other gamers to have a better idea of what to do next. Because again, I do have a PS5. It's funny, I haven't opened it yet, but I was gonna make a video later on about unboxing like the old school PS5 when I actually got it. But with this, I have a decision to make. Do I sell it because it's new? It's never been opened. The PS5, the original one. I'm talking about the Slim. Talking about the ones that came during 2021, 2020, right? When it was very hard to get during the pandemic. And if I'm going to maybe invest, moving from the PS5, I have to wait. I in my good conscience, I need to wait. I need to figure this out because, again, it's scary because $800. Like if I can get like maybe a good deal of, I don't know, like let's say if I sell my or trade in my PS5 to GameStop or something, and it's new, never been used, and that's me this is me wishful thinking, right? And maybe they give me like $400, right? This is wishful. And then I maybe only have to pay another $400 in total for the PS5, and it's included with like the disc drive and then the vertical stand. Then maybe there is an argument there, because it almost feels like I spent almost the exact same I kind of put in on the original PS5 if I were to buy that. But again, this was actually a present that was given to me by my lovely wife. And yeah, I don't know, like it's tough to comprehend the pricing. I don't know if it's because of inflation. I don't even know if it's because of the failure of Concord. If you guys know what was going on about Concord, that game that only appeared for a brief time and then it just shut down altogether because it was probably one of the worst first person shooter games to ever been released in the console era. But I doubt it, though. Like if that's the case, if that's the reason why this PS5 Pro is so expensive, it's really suspect. But yeah, we saw it again. We went through the specs. It's going to be released on November 7th of 2024, and we've gone through like the whole spiel of diving and seeing what this awesome piece of tech has to offer. Yeah, it has like a lot of pretty cool graphics and speed and all that cool stuff, but how much more faster can we go, right? Like I don't know, like play 60 FPS. I thought for a moment that it already played as 60 FPS. I guess it just depends on your your TV and everything else, and up to 120 FPS. How many FPS do you need, right? And yeah, the design itself, like I still can't comprehend why they did not have a disc drive already. Like if you're already paying $800, it should already have the disc drive, right? Maybe it's because I'm ranting a little bit because I'm a big pro physical game guy. I do like that 2 terabyte storage. The next level of wireless connectivity, hopefully that is correct. That if you have good Wi-Fi, that means that the downloading speed, the uploading speed should match your internet speed if it's really good, so it shouldn't have a problem. And then the backwards capability, I wish that maybe if it was completely backwards capability, like I'm talking about if it was able to play not just your PS4 games, but also your PS5 games, your PS2 games, even PS1 games. Oh, if it had all of those things, right? Backwards capability. I'm talking about very backwards capability. I'm talking that it could play 5 generations of PlayStation games in one console, then I could justify the $800 right there. But if it can only go up, down, up to PS4, then I don't know. And I don't think we'll ever know. We'll see if maybe that I do hope like maybe Sony sees the reaction towards the fans, and think like, ooh, I think $800 is a little bit steep, right? We thought that the $500 was steep with the PS5, but now we're going with $800. Oof, I don't know. It's just crazy just for me to just fathom that. Like it's crazy. It's almost as expensive as a phone in a way. But yeah, I guess for you guys, in my opinion, like I said, if I already have a PS5, I really need to see it be tested with other gamers and other game testers and see if the hype is real, if it's worth it. But for me, I don't think it's worth it. I don't think if you already have a PS5 or you already have a PS5 Pro, I mean Slim, I don't think there's there's a need for you to upgrade. But again, if your PS5 or your PS5 Slim is breaking, it's not working, or it just completely died, then yeah, then I justify getting the new shiny stuff, right? The PS5 Pro. But what about you guys? What did you guys think of the PS5 Pro presentation? What do you think of the specs? What do you think of the price? And what do you think that it doesn't have a disk drive? Right? That's the craziest thing to me, that it doesn't have a disk drive, but you have to buy it yourself. So yeah, it is what it is. There were no new games announced, but they did say that the games will be announced on a later date. And yeah, overall, what are your impressions? Are you gonna buy the PS5 Pro, or are you gonna wait like me and kind of wait in there and see maybe if the price goes a little lower, and then maybe we can upgrade? So again, guys, thank you so much for joining me in this live stream. I just wanted to just share my opinion of the PS5 Pro, the presentation. I saw it while I was at work. I was so excited to see it, but then when I saw the price, I was kind of scared. So I don't know what I'm feeling right now with the PS5 like Pro, but I don't know if that was the Pro that everybody wanted. It's tough to tell. I think from what I'm seeing on Instagram, on Twitter, Facebook, on Discord, there's a lot more cons than there are pros, right? Especially on the pricing. So again, guys, thank you so much for joining me. And if you like the content of this video, please hit that like button, subscribe to my channel, hit that notification so you know when future videos are available. All right, guys, again, thank you so much for joining me. Leave your comments below again about what you guys think about the PS5 Pro, and are you going to purchase it when it comes out on November 7th, 2024? But again, thank you so much, guys. And again, stay awesome.